like we're both wearing Seawolves stuff.
I
That was
know.
totally unplanned, by the way.
It was.
What's going on, guys? I'm Nick,
I'm Eric.
and we're talking Interference Sports. If you didn't know, we're just a couple guys like talking about sports just for funsies, and decided to make a show. If you're in the Seattle Everett area and you're going to look to get some good coffee, go to Tabby's Coffee and tell them Talking Interference Sports sent you, and they'll hook you up nice. If you're not watching us on the Game Changer Sports Network, go check out the Game Changer Sports Network's page. We would not be where we are without them. Shout out Jeff's Basement. Go find his podcast. Love doing that. If you didn't know, we're giving away a Cam Chancellor photo on our Facebook page. You can find the details there, so go check that out. And we also have a promo code at SeatGeek.com, SeatGeek.com. Use promo code GCSN and get $20 off your purchase if you're going to a sporting event or a concert or whatever. Find it at SeatGeek.com. Use promo code GCSN. Dennis says, WTF. Hey, man, we decided we wanted to, every once in a while, do a weekend show. So here we are.
On the weekend.
On the weekend. Boom. How was your week?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, mine too. Not too bad. Pretty busy, though. I was
Yeah,
pretty
real
busy. Crazy stuff, though. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, as the great warrior poet Ice Cube said, if the day does not require an AK, then the day is good.
I like that. That's good. Boom, son.
Yeah, you can use that. Go ahead.
Today's date is March 31st. So today in sports history, in 2004, with a 12-1 defeat of Tampa Bay Devil Rays in Tokyo, the New York Yankees starter Kevin Brown becomes only the second pitcher in MLB history to have beaten all 30 teams. Fun fact for March 30th. And in 1980, Jesse Owens, American athlete, four-time Olympic gold medalist in 1936, died of lung cancer at 66.
Kind of ironic for a runner, isn't
Right?
it?
Crazy. Jesse Owens.
Yeah. That guy.
That guy. I remember watching him in 1936.
And all the social implications that had.
Shout out Hitler.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'll take that back. That probably wasn't very good.
Note from the future, watch out, Poland.
Oh, man.
So
Okay,
we're going
let's
off the
move-
rails already.
Moving right along.
Hopefully quickly.
Where do you want to start today? I got a lot of notes, man.
I have baseball notes, so
Is that it?
that's it. I was gonna save the MLR for Wednesday, for all the weekend games, but
I can just talk about the two games that happened.
okay.
Unless you or the three games. No, yeah, it was 3 games, and then we can say what. Well, I think the Seawolves only play.
I think they're the only ones that
play
tonight,
today.
but
We can save it for Wednesday.
that's up to you. I don't care.
So if you are in the Seattle area and you're trying to check out some Seawolves stuff, they'll be on Root Sports tonight against the San Diego Legion at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Check them out. I'll just go over. We'll talk about the scores and stuff for the week Wednesday, but the ranking as it was last night is NOLA Gold's in first, Rugby United New York's in second, Glendale Raptors are in third now because they beat NOLA, and San Diego Legion is in fifth, and the Seawolves are in fourth. So, but the Seawolves haven't played in like 2 weeks, right?
They didn't play last weekend, so it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, that's MLR. We'll talk about more of that on Wednesday. So I'll save those for later. So I'll just go quickly over the NBA. Last night, James Harden notched his 9th 50-point game of the season against the Sacramento Kings. A triple-double with 50 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, man.
Damn.
Yeah, James Harden is making a strong case for that MVP this year. He's trying real hard.
Yeah, that dude's a beast.
He really is, man. He scored – I think there was a stat that came out. I'm not 100% sure if this is accurate, but he is the only guy ever in the NBA to score I think it's 50 points against every team.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think it might be less than 50, but it was a significant number. I would have to go back and look at it, but yeah, I saw that and I was like, damn, James Harden's beasting out. LeBron James is officially being held out for the rest of the season, so 3 games, LeBron James won't be playing.
No, I mean they're
It's
not gonna
not
make
like
the
he showed
playoffs,
up
so-
for any. No, I think they're saving him for the playoffs.
next year.
Not like he showed up really at all this season anyway. Like I was saying, MVP, I think Harden should probably get it, but I think Giannis, Greek Freak, is going to win it. I'm excited to see how the playoffs run out with how a healthy Chris Paul with James Harden can tackle the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it. The Western Conference is set on who is in and who is out, but the order can change still. But right now we have the Golden State Warriors in, the Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, the Portland Trail Blazers, Utah Jazz, LA Clippers, San Antonio Spurs, and Oklahoma City Thunder. Boo. But all those teams are in the playoffs officially. 3 spots remain in the Eastern Conference, but who has cinched a spot, who has clinched a playoff berth, is the Milwaukee Bucks, the Toronto Raptors, the Philadelphia 76ers, Boston Celtics, and Indiana Pacers. I'm surprised Indiana has gotten as far as they have this year with Oladipo getting injured the way he did. So big ups to those guys. They're out here killing it. Yeah, Oladipo, man. When he went down, I was like, "Ooh, this season's over." But
Well, it's just nice to be able to talk about Indiana Pacers and not be making a joke. Too.
yeah, seriously,
good for them.
I totally agree with that. I got a little bit of AAF stuff. The San Diego Fleet fell to the Salt Lake City Stallions 3-8 last night, and the Memphis Express battles hard with Orlando but falls short, 34-31. Dennis says, please, the Pacers have a great young team. And that's what I was saying. I'm saying I was worried about Oladipo being injured, and these guys actually bounce back without him. They look good to me.
I haven't watched any of the games, so
I've seen a couple. So I mean, I loosely pay attention to the NBA during the regular season. So the AAF has 2 more games going on tonight. Check them out. Talk about it. People out there. NFL, I don't think we discussed, but did we talk about it last week when Gronk retired?
I think we talked about it, you and I, but I don't remember talking about it
On the show?
on the show.
Yeah, officially Rob Gronkowski has retired. Do you think he's in the top 3 of the best tight ends ever? I don't think he's the best. I think you could probably make an argument for him
it.
to be top 3.
Yeah.
I could put him in a top 3, but I'm not saying Gronk is anywhere close to Tony Gonzalez.
Right.
So,
What the
according,
hell?
what's up?
That thing's back.
Yeah, I don't know. Something funky about Facebook. I don't know.
I've never noticed that before.
No way, Dennis says. I agree with you, Dennis. Gronk's not even top 5. Ooh, okay. See, I could just put Antonio Gates and Rob Gronkowski up in my tops. I always love Antonio Gates. People can be biased about him being a Charger or whatever, but I always enjoyed watching Antonio Gates, and he was beasting when he was playing good. So that guy is always up there for me. According to Brady Henderson of ESPN, look at the stats. I will. I'll check it out. I believe you. I'll take your word on that. I'll check it out, though. According to Brady Henderson of ESPN, Pete Carroll provided a bit of clarity on a timetable for Doug Baldwin. Saying in an interview with John Clayton, 710 ESPN Seattle, that Baldwin's upcoming surgery for a sports-related hernia has about a 6 to 8 week recovery time. The offseason program typically begins in mid-April, with the OTAs beginning in late May. Carroll was asked what concerns he has about Baldwin having a third surgery of the offseason, and he said it's just taken a toll on him. It was a tremendous toll on him last year during the season. He is such a stud of a kid and a great competitive kid that he endured it. But he's going to have another 6 to 8 week surgery coming up here soon, and it's been a big burden for him. So we'll just have to hang with him. If anyone can do it, he can. So Doug Baldwin's injury woes have not ceased yet. They are still present. Should the Seahawks be looking towards another wide receiver in the draft? Gronk is top 3. Look at the stats. Gronk equals Dallas. Ooh, I like Dallas Clark too. Dallas Clown's ooh, man, I miss this banter between you guys. I love it.
I think so.
You think they should be looking at a wide receiver?
Although,
I think they should too.
yeah, because
I'm not even saying move past Doug Baldwin.
No, but okay, so I mean, obviously nothing official has been said, but there was at least some rumors that Baldwin,
He was talking about retirement.
Yeah, I was at least considering it. The thought had crossed his mind, whatever. But he has been playing for, it doesn't seem like it, but for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it seems like this must be Tyler Lockett's, like, what, second season? It's his 5th season already.
Right.
So, I think that in order to just stay relevant, I mean, you have to have, keep bringing in, younger guys.
Doug Baldwin became an undrafted free agent for the Seahawks in 2011. So he's been playing for almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know about Tyler Lockett, but I think he's in like his 3rd or 4th season.
Tyler Lockett just played his 5th season.
Was it his 5th?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Man, yeah, I think they should be looking at some wide receivers here. I'm surprised they didn't try to lock up Jordy Nelson. I think they probably didn't offer him enough.
Probably
and Jordy just was like, no, I'm done.
Well, and they also have they're going to have Will Dissly coming back.
Yeah, but I don't know when he's going to come back. I don't think he's going to make it back for like the first 2 weeks of the season from what I'm reading.
I haven't heard really anything other than the last I really heard anything from him was when he got injured.
Right.
So,
I don't know if he's going to be back in time for the start of the season, but I know he's not going to be out a long period of time because of the injury he suffered last season.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if he's not back for the first couple of games, I'd say that the Seahawks did just fine with the receivers that they had last year and running the ball. After the first 3 games, so those were a disaster. But
I mean, it is what it is, man.
And you only had Doug Baldwin at that point. Sometimes, maybe,
So your thought process is that they should be looking at a wide receiver?
I would still say that, yeah, if one of their draft picks could easily go for a wide receiver.
I think so, too.
And I would support that decision.
I think so, too. Totally love Tyler Lockett, and Will Dissly was awesome when he was playing last season, and Doug Baldwin clearly is one of the greatest wide receivers the Seahawks have ever had.
Totally agree, and yeah.
I'm not saying move on from any of those guys, but, got to have a contingency plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's how, that's exactly how the Patriots stay relevant is
having contingency plans like Jimmy Garoppolo and
exactly.
Yeah.
And if a guy wants more money, just be able to just say you're worth that much money to someone else.
Right. Yep. I think a lot of teams in the league have that issue.
They do, because they just fall in love with a player, or they want to keep people just to appease fans. I think is another reason they look too short term, and they're more interested in, are these players going to put butts in seats rather than are they going to
win a championship? Because my thought process is, if I was a GM, I'm looking towards
a championship.
And I think players should be looking at it like that too. I know guys want to get paid, but isn't it ultimately the end goal to be the best you can be in the league?
Yeah, I mean, there's
get some rings, baby.
I mean, yeah, Tom Brady probably could have made a lot more money going to a different team.
Yeah, but he stayed and took pay cuts and got win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, that's all right. I'll take less money for you so you can keep guys around me,
right,
so we can continue to win and be awesome.
Right.
And not, instead of just being the highest paid quarterback on the Browns and
right,
being happy with just
mediocrity,
a bunch of money and missing the playoffs every year.
Right. So I think that's all I have for NFL today.
I'm glad you listened to that too, because I really wanted to listen to that John Clayton, Pete Carroll interview, but
I listened to it. I get updates on my phone every time they get guys on the show, like Pete Carroll, or whenever Luke Wilson was still around. Like I get updates on my phone, so sometimes I check in on it. I actually
really like John Clayton.
Yeah, John Clayton's the man.
Great job.
So yeah, pass interference reviewable. Did you see that?
I did not, but after the
fiasco in the playoffs,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
I like the idea. I think it's a good idea. My only issue is the game is going to get slowed down significantly because of this. I feel like the best way you could do this is, if you see something wrong with the play and you're reviewing it, or somebody's calling to review it, if you see something wrong with the play, you should be able to overturn it or reset the play or whatever. Like, do a do-over or throw the penalty. Like, if you got a holding call and you see it on the review and you missed it, say, hey, this guy was holding, here's 5 yards, like 1st and 5.
Man,
I think it would speed up the game, and I think it's a fair way to admit that the refs made a mistake without, crucifying them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel for the Saints, and yeah, they got screwed. But I'm going to take the same stance on this as I do in baseball. And, I'm going to trust the umpire. I don't need to have the little box to tell me where the strike zone is. If he says strike,
it's a strike. That's what I'm with you,
the first base umpire says he's out, he's out.
Yeah.
And this year and next year, these new rules in baseball are designed to speed up the game. I just see this as a rule that's going to slow down the game of football.
Right.
And at some point, you either have to just go to computers, do the Skycam or whatever, and just have a computer referee, or trust your human referees,
right,
and just stick with their calls, even if they're bad or whatever.
I totally agree with that. My thought process is, they're human, they're going to make mistakes, but they're getting paid to make the decision, make the call, and it's their job to do it. And if they make a mistake, then they make a mistake, and that's it is what it is.
Well, and of course they're going to make a mistake because they're people.
Yeah.
They're going to not have the perfect angle to see every play, or to see, call every face mask or every holding call or every pass interference.
Right.
They can only work with what they saw.
Right.
So, and I said that during the football season too. I hate when people blame the refs because your team lost.
Right. If you played a little bit better, that one call shouldn't have made that much of a difference.
Totally.
That's what I even feel that way about the Seahawks Steelers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If the Seahawks were playing better, the referees wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing good, tight football,
it's a lockdown.
Yeah, you're not worried about one pass interference call or one. Now, I mean, just look at how many yards did Michael Bennett give up for other teams by jumping off sides constantly. And that's something something that you don't need to do.
Right. I totally agree with that.
But I'm not going to be mad at the refs for calling it.
That's on Michael Bennett. He needs to
that's on the
it
player.
Up. Right. I totally agree with that.
So I don't really care for that rule. I think that you should just stick with what the refs say.
I agree too. But that's not the world we live in. So I was just looking at it from the angle.
Yeah, but you know why that rule's there is not because, well, New Orleans fans complained a whole bunch, but
everyone as a general consensus saw that was a missed call.
Yes, but this call isn't about that. It's not about us watching. It's not about the fans. It's about Vegas.
Okay. I see your point there.
Yeah, it's about people betting.
Right.
That's why that rule's there. In my opinion.
I feel that. I can see that. I like to look at it in a different spectrum just because, I like to think, people are fans and not worried about the money type of a thing as well as the players. I like to look at sports outside the box of this guy's making this amount of money or I'm making money off of this game. I like to look at sports that way, but it is not what it is.
It's not the individual betting. It's not you and me going to Vegas and betting on a game. It's the house.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
It's the casinos and.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, you think that this hurts the NFL by approving this?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to watch football because they're reviewing pass interference calls?
People might stop watching it as much as they do just because it has slowed down the game.
Yeah, or everyone and their mom has a DVR now, so they're just going to record the games
and fast
forward through all the crap.
There you go. Okay.
It's not going to hurt viewership, but, I just think that just play the game and get it done. If the referee makes a call, the referee made the call. And
stick with it.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm with it.
I don't really care for wishy-washy things.
Okay. All right. You got any more on the NFL?
I do not. Like I said, I took baseball notes for
all right.
the weekend.
NHL, the Western Conference clinches the playoff berths. Winnipeg Jets, Nashville Predators, St. Louis Blues, Calgary Flame, San Jose Sharks, and for the second year of their franchise, and they've only been a franchise for 2 years, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. The Eastern Conference is not as close, or is way closer, excuse me. But the Washington Capitals have clinched, the New York Islanders, Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Boston Bruins. So there's a lot of wiggle room down there in the Eastern Conference. The Western Conference is a little bit more set right now. So I'm looking forward to playoffs. We're really, really close. We got a handful of games. Bring on playoff hockey, baby.
Why is the Eastern Conference so loose? Has the Western Conference played more games? Or
no, it's it's more so. I think the teams who are on the bottom tier of not making the playoffs are that much worse than the teams in the other conference.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little bit easier for the Western Conference guys to clinch
So they got
sooner.
So the Eastern Conference has.
A little bit tighter of a race.
Oh, okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
If I look at the standings right here, so point-wise, like these guys are only 11 points out from being in a spot right here, whereas down here, these guys are 13 and then 6.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a little bit tighter.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Where these guys who are the worst in this division are at minus 53, and then these guys are minus 58 and then 57, where it's 53 and 54. So their worst teams are not as bad as
Okay.
right. So
Sounds like they need Eddie LeBlanc.
yeah, for sure.
I've been watching Cheers. So.
I think Tampa Bay is going to be crushing it in the playoffs this season. I don't know who I'm looking to in the West, but if I was a betting man, I'd think either Nashville or Winnipeg are the guys to ride in the West right now.
Okay.
That's just my humble opinion right now, but looking forward to some NHL hockey playoffs. All right, man. Devin, thanks for stopping by and congratulations on the baby.
Yeah.
Soon to come. So Devin's about to have a little bitty baby. So congratulations, bud. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks, Deb.
So I just wanted to report on it just a little bit because the Western Hockey League is coming to a head, and the East Coast Hockey League playing for the Kelly Cup. Friday night was a crazy night. So ESPN or not ESPN? What's up?
I'll be right back.
Okay. GCSN, Game Changer Sports Network writer Alex Brown wrote Friday night was a crazy night for the Kelly Cup playoff race. The Newfoundland Growlers are the North Division champions in the first year as an expansion club with their 4-2 win over Manchester, while the Wheeling Nailers managed to score 4 goals in 4 minutes and 22 seconds to overcome a 4-1 deficit.
Wow.
To win 6-4 and keep their playoff hopes alive. Tonight, I think he wrote it on Saturday, so not tonight, but the Barbham Cup title should be clinched, and the update is there. If you go to Game Changer Sports Network, you can look at the ECHL standings, and he has a complete playoff picture. So Alex Brown out here writing. The clinched guys are Cincinnati Cyclones, Toledo Walleye, excuse me.
Like fish.
Yep. Idaho Steelhead, Tulsa Oilers, and Utah Grizzlies. Don't know too much about the ECHL, but I wanted to talk about it just because it gets reported on GCSN consistently. So if you're in the East Coast, check out some ECHL.
Boom. Yeah. Right on.
All right. So that is a wrap for that. Let's get into some baseball, dude.
All right, let's do it.
Let's rock it out. I've been doing all the talking here.
Okay.
I'll let you
All
go
right.
ahead.
Well, before we just jump right into the Mariners and Red Sox. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's what we're
Yeah,
gonna
there's a
talk
lot
about.
of stuff to talk about here.
I wanted to bring up Chris Yelich for the Brewers.
He set a record, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So he is last year's NL MVP, and he continues to have just a dominating performance. He makes history by hitting 3 home runs in the Brewers' first 3 games, and that makes him the first in the Brewers' history to do that. So the last one was yesterday against the Cardinals, and he took Dakota Hudson deep in the first for his first home run in the first inning. And they won 4-2 with home runs from Travis Shaw and Mike Moustakas.
Yeah, Mike Moustakas.
Okay, I was hoping I was saying that right.
Mike Moustakas.
And their closer, James Hader.
I think it's Hader.
Hader, okay.
Yeah.
Also had a great game, closing a flawless ninth with 9 pitches and 3 strikes.
Boom,
3 strikeouts.
son. You can't get better than that.
Yeah. In the MLB as a total, Yelich is the 35th player to homer in his first 3 games, and only 5 players ever have homered in the first 4 games. And those would be Trevor Story for the Rockies in 2016, Chris Davis for the Orioles in 2013, Nelson Cruz for the Rangers in 2011, Mark McGwire for the Cardinals in 1998, and Willie Mays for the Giants in 1971. And no one has ever made it to 5 games.
Woo!
So good luck to him, and congratulations.
You're out here, Yelich.
Yeah.
You got eyes on you.
Oh yeah,
Man,
I'm super excited to watch this guy.
dude's crushing it, man. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
And also, the Dodgers. Russell Martin also made history. He's a Dodgers catcher, and he got a rare opportunity, I believe because of some injuries, to
Is this
be the
the
closer for the
Dodgers?
The Dodgers in their 18-5 win over the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, and they crushed like 9 home runs in that game or some crazy, ridiculous thing.
Yeah, it was.
Is this the guy
They
that
stomped.
Is this the guy that he showed up to the game and like did the walkout and everything and found out like the day of that he was on the roster and like in the starting lineup?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I did hear about this too.
Yeah, so he gets a pair of groundouts and a fly out for a perfect 1-2-3 inning. He's 36 years old, and he said that he hasn't pitched in close to 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, in high school. Was the
Yo,
last time he pitched.
That's pretty dope. I
Yeah.
like that.
So he threw 10 pitches, 8 were strikes. He had a top velocity of 83.7 miles per hour. And he's the first primary position player to close out the ninth since Willie Smith got the final out in a Tigers win over the Senators on September 23rd, 1963.
Woo.
He's also the first full-time position player to close the ninth 1-2-3 in a team win since 1925.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
Dang. Okay. That's
good
cool.
for him.
Dennis says Paul Goldschmidt has 4 home runs. Also, not sure if it's in the first 4. Paul Goldschmidt knocked out 3 in the second game. Yeah, I think he got 3 home runs in one game.
Yeah, and this is a home run or
In
more
every
for,
single
for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
Now there were some other players who have done this before, but they were not full-time position players. So
Right.
that's the difference, because this has happened in the past 10, 15 years. So
I like this. If you go to the GameChangerSportsNetwork.com, I guess he's the president or CEO. I don't know what the official title is, but Jake Jollymore also writes for Game Changer Sports Network, and he wrote. He's been keeping track of daily home runs, so he's got articles up on who's hit home runs in the day, and he'll put the number of their home runs on the season up there. So he writes a little blurb there at the top. Bryce Harper hits his first home run with the new team. Dodgers led the day for 4 dingers as a team. Cody Bellinger is the only player to hit multiple home runs yesterday. It's the first time this season he has done it. So go check out the home run tracker at Game Changer Sports Network.
Nice.
Yeah, they got a home run tracker, and they do it every day. No-hitter alert. White Sox pitcher Luis Gial. I'm not even going to try to say that. But he's pitched through 6 innings already with no hits. So
Wow.
good luck to you, boss, but we're talking about it, so I'm a
Yep.
superstitious kind of a guy.
I was gonna say now it's not gonna happen.
I am a superstition dude when it comes to that. Did you check out the Bryce Harper 2 strikeouts in 1 game and the Philly fans booed him?
I did not see that.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. So my buddy Bobby, who's been on the show, actually was at the game, and he texted me and was like, yo, we were booing Bryce Harper after he struck out for the 2nd time in the game. I'm like, dude, like Philly, I don't know. Like Philly fans,
know what he's gonna do.
Philly, yeah. People strike out anyway. Like it's gonna happen. The guy got paid record amount of money. Like
Yeah, what 400
I think it was 350 something. I don't know. I don't know the number. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it was enough that it was everyone noticed it. Everybody knows how much Bryce Harper makes. Like, yeah, except for us, because
not off the top of our head, but I think he has the 2nd highest contract in MLB history.
Yeah, so this guy's supposed to be your dude. The guy embraced the city wearing. He came out. Did you see his spikes? You see his cleats?
Mm-mm.
He had the Fanatic on his feet, man. He had the Philly Fanatic on his cleats. The guy has embraced Philadelphia, and you boo him.
I would embrace any city that pays me that much.
In game 1, yeah, for sure. I feel like Philadelphia fans could win a Stanley Cup. Philadelphia fans could get a World Series and a Super Bowl all in 1 season and still find something to be pissed about.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't stand.
Yeah. I feel like these Philly fans, man, how are you going to boo this guy?
Man, well, your whole city smells like piss, so you're automatically a little angry. Sorry.
He said it, not me.
It's true. If you haven't been to Philly, go ahead, go there, and then tell me I'm wrong.
Dude, if we had Bryce Harper in Seattle and he struck out 2 times in game 1, are you booing him?
Hell no.
Never.
I don't care if he strikes out 60 times. I'm still not booing him.
Never.
I know what he's going to produce.
Yeah. Never booing that guy.
No.
That's ridiculous. I was calling him out harshly though, because I was like, dude, that's a crappy thing to do to your guy. Like that's and he signed what a 10-year contract or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's like 10 or 12 years.
12 years. Yeah. Don't boo him on his first game. Come on, man. And then he hits a home run yesterday, and everybody acts like he's a saint and he's a god and he's bringing Philadelphia a world championship. You just booed him yesterday.
Yeah, do you think the Yankees were out there booing Joe DiMaggio because he struck out twice?
Well, Yankees fans kind of are in the same.
You think Red Sox fans were booing Ted Williams if he struck out?
No. I don't think so.
No.
I think Yankees fans and Philadelphia fans are kind of cut from the same thread.
Yeah, but you're still not booing Joe goddamn DiMaggio.
I agree with that.
I'm sure there's a much more recent example, but that's just what came into my head.
Okay. So yeah, that was the Bryce Harper thing. I wanted to bring that up. That's
crazy.
It's insane. It's insane.
Stop that.
Yo, why don't you come be a Mariners fan for 10 years and then we'll talk.
Or 20.
Or my entire life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my gosh. All right, so what else you got?
Well, I wrote just a little bit about the game, the Mariners Red Sox yesterday.
Okay.
With the Mariners 6-5.
The Mariners did win.
Yeah,
Did you see homeboy
make 3 errors.
what was his name? Dylan Moore?
Yes, Dylan Moore made
Moore.
3 errors in 1 inning.
No. They were back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
3 straight plays in a row.
And that
Not
also,
just 1 inning.
yeah, and
3
that,
straight in a
and
row.
that also gave the Red Sox 3 runs.
Yeah. Dude. It was, if that's not the epitome of being a Seattle sports fan.
Yeah.
I don't.
The only thing that would have really epitomized it is if they had lost.
Lost, yeah, for sure.
Like, damn. Yeah, I say that as a Red Sox fan too, but Jesus. I mean, yeah, I want to enjoy the Mariners being good as long as I can.
Right.
Because I know they're going to fall apart.
It's just,
for the All-Star
that's
break.
what I was
That's what
getting
they
on.
do every year.
I get super excited because, like, hey, they're 4-1 right now.
I know.
That's
and
phenomenal for the Mariners.
they've also made at least 1 error in every game.
Yeah.
So
I think the bullpen is going to be a problem for later on in the season.
yeah, I do too, and yeah, I'm not quite so confident in their defensive play yet. But it's a young team, so this is how you learn.
Right. And you know what I really liked about Dylan Moore's errors is everybody after the game went up to him and were like, "Hey, dude, like brush it off. Like it happens."
Yeah,
Like,
I read
that was his first game.
Yeah,
So,
and he's only 23. Oh man, how true though. But yeah, I mean that's what he says. It kind of just he said it just got in my head and it snowballed, and I thought just hit it to me one more time, I'll catch the ball, I'll make the play, I'll do whatever, and then it didn't, and then just kind of. But
quicksand, dude.
yeah, I mean it happens, and he said, yeah, well, that was this game. Tomorrow's another day.
Hey,
So-
they still got the win. So you know what?
And yeah, and
I still like the kid.
yeah, absolutely.
I didn't boo him. I got mad. I was like, dude, take this kid out. As I was watching, I was like, what is this kid doing? Come on. But no, I still like him. I like to see him stick around as long as Kyle Seager's still hurt. So,
Yeah,
and I think the timetable for that is in June, is what I'm hearing. So,
yeah, and then that's how you become a better player. I mean, you have to make mistakes as much as you have to do it right too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the only way he's going to get better is if he just
the sky's the limit for him now. As
Yeah.
long as he doesn't get 4 errors in 1 inning, I think he's only going to improve.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. I'm rooting for the kid.
Yeah.
How cool would that be if he just comes out and he's one of the best players for the Mariners? Like, that's,
Everyone has crappy games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Jay Bruce destroyed a 3-run home run.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, that went flying.
Mm-hmm.
So a 3-run home run in the 5th inning gave the Mariners that nice cushy lead that they could get 3 errors
Yeah.
in the 9th inning.
Yeah, because the Mariners have hit 13 home runs in their first 5 games and scored 38 runs in the first 5 games.
Yeah.
And 9 of those home runs have been against the Sox.
How amazing is that, dude?
Yeah, and it's not like they've been, the Red Sox have really put them to the test too, because they had to hit against Chris Sale, Nathan Eovaldi, and Rodriguez,
Right.
and all 3 of those guys are, they're good pitchers.
The Mariners have played 2 more games than everybody else. So
Right.
I'm not writing this like as it's super phenomenal, but I mean, the Mariners lead the league in runs. The Mariners lead the league in hits. The Mariners lead the league in doubles. They don't have triples. The Mariners are 2nd for home runs. They're in the lead for RBIs, for base on balls. Like I said,
Well, yeah,
They're 2 games ahead of everybody else.
3 of the Red Sox best pitchers have allowed 22 hits and 18 earned runs in 12
Yeah.
and 1/3 innings.
I don't know what.
So that's
I don't know what's going on. I love this Domingo Santana guy too.
Yeah.
Like, he is crushing it, dude.
this is true.
And Tim Beckham. Tim
and Ryan
Beckham lets it.
Healy.
And and Ryan Healy's pulling it out too. Like, yo, I
Ryan-
like this
Ryan
core
Healy
of kids,
has
man.
also set a Mariners, not record, but he's become the 4th Mariner to open the season with extra base hits in 5 straight games.
Ooh, I like that.
So the other 3 are Ken Griffey Jr. with a 7-game streak in 1997, Phil Bradley with 6 in 1985, and David Seguin with 5 in 1998.
Okay. Jeff, thanks for leaving us on the black light last night. I appreciate that. And Dennis, thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
Always,
See you later, Dennis.
always love having you. Shout out Dennis for that baseball bat, which we are giving to Blee Endress, by the way. Congratulations on that. When we get a opportunity to send that out, we will do that. I haven't gotten to that yet, but
But it's safe.
it is
Don't
safe.
worry.
It is in a locked safe, so it's in a gun safe actually.
Yes.
Did you see this? The Seattle Saracens Joey Jr. Losfa has gotten the call to join the Seattle Seawolves.
Good for him.
Yeah, so congratulations out there,
Nice.
Joey Jr. Like that. Good job. The Seattle Thunderbirds season ends in Game 6 with a loss to the Giants. Good season, boys. See you next year. You got any more baseball stuff?
No, that's all baseball.
No, that's all the baseball you got. I feel like we could probably wrap it up.
Okay.
I like a nice, sweet, short. I like doing this. We can get a nice little. I feel like this is good for us to talk specifically. Good for specifically for mostly Seattle stuff.
Yeah, this is nice. And, also, if anybody's watching from the East Coast, too, talk a little West Coast baseball or.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I like that we're talking about doing this every other weekend. I think that's what we're discussing. And so we want to try and reach out to some of the East Coast guys. So we're trying to do an earlier show on the weekend so some of the East Coast guys can check us out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a wrap for the show today, guys.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll see you on Wednesday. Let me go ahead and drop our plugs again. Go to SeatGeek.com. Use promo code GCSN. Get $20 off of your purchase. Go to a Red Sox game or a Mariners game or
Any game.
any game.
Go to an AAF game.
Go to an AAF game. Use SeatGeek.com. Use promo code GCSN. Get $20 off. Use that. Go to Tabby's Coffee. Tell them Talking Interference Sports sent you. They are located in Everett and the Everett Library. Tell them that we sent you, and they'll hook you up nicely. Go check out Jeff's Basement.
Don't vote for Howard Schultz.
Don't vote for Howard Schultz.
Do you ever get the opportunity?
Yeah. Vote against Howard Schultz.
Absolutely. Do not trust that guy.
Bring back our Sonics.
Yep.
Shout out Sonics Gate and Jason Reed.
Watch that.
Watch that.
That's a good
We got copies of that. If you guys want that, write me.
I have 2 left.
I hand delivered one to some guy at the Mikey, not some guy. His name is Mikey. He's a watcher over on the Talk Interference Sports page. I hand delivered it to him at his job. So
Nice.
I'll bring you guys a copy of that. Go check it out. But we're Talking Interference Sports.
See you guys later.
See you Wednesday.